Alright guys, the conference finals are halfway over. 7 games have been played. There's potential for 7 more games. Today we're going to recap these 2 series, Tampa and New York, Vegas and Dallas. And go over some news of the week, injuries, all that great stuff. Hope you have had a great week. I know I've been kind of remiss in my uploads this week. We'll try to get some more uploads out next week. And then if of course there's some of the series end a little early, we'll do the previews next week for the Stanley Cup final. It's winding down, guys. We have a maximum of 14 games left in these Stanley Cup playoffs. So let's just enjoy it. It's probably only 2 to 3 weeks left at this point. So here are my conference final predictions. As I said last week, I am predicting Tampa Bay over New York in 7 games and Vegas over Dallas in 6 games. So far, I am 9 for 20 on predictions. And I don't know if this looks good for me. I know Tampa's leading 2-1. Yeah, by the way, we aren't going to be including games from Sunday. This is only going to be up to games up to Saturday, September the 12th. Before we get started on our recaps, let's go over the suspension of Alex Killorn. This happened, I believe, in Game 2. Tampa Bay Lightning forward Alex Killorn has been suspended 1 game for hit on Islanders forward Brock Nelson. He was assessed a game misconduct on the play and had a hearing on Thursday, with the verdict being made on Thursday afternoon. He will miss Game 3 of this Tampa-New York series. This is the second suspension in 6 days, following the Ryan Reaves suspension last week. This one was a little bit more controversial in that there was a 5-minute major. The player was not hurt. He was hurt for a little bit, but he did come back, Brock Nelson, which is very, very good. Of course, that's very nice. And I think we just have to understand that this was definitely a little bit softer than the Ryan Reaves one. And I know this was a big hit nonetheless, and the suspension is understandable. But it seems like they're handing out suspensions a little easy in these playoffs. Which is no problem. We understand that safety is a big part of this game. So we respect the decision, obviously. Okay, let's get started with our first recap here between Tampa Bay and New York. The series as of Saturday, September the 12th, is 2-1 for Tampa Bay. The power play for Tampa Bay is 22.2%. The Islanders are 15.7%. The Islanders' power play has been a little bit of a momentum breaker at times, and it's a big reason why they are not ahead in this series. Penalty kill for Tampa is 83.1%, and for New York, 78.2%. Top 3 point getters for Tampa Bay: Braden Point, 23 points. He did get injured in Game 2. Nikita Kucherov with 23 points. Victor Hedman with 7 goals, 13 points. Top 3 point getters from the Islanders: Josh Bailey with 19 points. Brock Nelson with 17. Matt Barzal with 15. Anthony Beauvillier has 9 goals. Gigi Padjo has 8 goals. Anders Lee has 7 goals. So they've had the scoring throughout the lineup, which is very good. Goaltenders: Vasilevsky for Tampa Bay, I think this is a very underrated goaltender at this point. He's kept his numbers quite consistent. He hasn't really went up and down way too much. He's played all 16 games so far for Tampa, and he's done well. 12-4, 1.98, 929 save percentage. For the Islanders, Varlamov is 10-5, 2.26, 913 save percentage. Thomas Greiss 2-2, 2.02 goals against average and a 929 save percentage. I know the Islanders' goaltending has dropped the ball, especially in Game 1. So I think It's a matter of bouncing back for these two goaltenders, and they have done a good job of that. Vasilevsky has been consistent the whole series. Other than maybe game 3, but that's not a big game on him, I think. In game 1, 8-2 for Tampa. Tampa Bay has these weird spurts where they just score and humiliate their opponents. They did that against Boston, and they won 7-1 in a game in that series. And in game 1 in this series, 8-2. Thomas Greiss started, but was pulled after allowing 3 goals on 9 shots. Just 10:46 until the first period. And then Semyon Varlamov played the rest of the game and allowed 5 goals on 25 shots. All I can say to this game is, wow. That was a big start for the series for Tampa, and they did continue that into game 2. Game 2, 2-1 for Tampa in the final score. That looked more like an Islanders game, more that defensive Islanders game, but they wasn't able to win that. Varlamov started. Tampa Bay had 10 shots through 2 periods. Goes to show you how good the Islanders played in game 2 but didn't win this game. Alex Killorn had a game misconduct and a 5-minute major for boarding on Brock Nelson, but the Islanders couldn't score. That was a big reason, potentially. And then Nikita Kucherov scores with 7.8 seconds left in the third. And then in game 3, 5-3 for the Islanders. Alex Killorn was suspended. Braden Point was out with an injury. This is a physical game with multiple fights throughout the game, especially in that third period after the empty net goal. Now, I have to applaud the Tampa Bay Lightning for getting those first 2 wins, especially in game 2 with Nikita Kucherov. That clutch goal was a big game for Tampa to win. And in game 3, the Islanders came back strong and just being resilient. They gave up that 3-1 lead, and then it became 3-3, and then they were able to take it to the end with a late goal with 3:25 left. The Islanders are back into the series, and we'll see what happens in Game 4. It's a big, pivotal game, obviously. As always, it is always a pivotal game. And we'll see what happens next in this series. This might actually go to the distance, and that's not what we expected after the first 2 games, but it seems like this series is far from over. Okay, let's move on to the next series. Alright, second series recap here. Vegas and Dallas. So this series, as of Saturday, September 12th, is 3-1 for Dallas. Power play for Vegas is 19.1%, Dallas 25.8%. Penalty kill, Vegas 87.9%, and Dallas at 82.7%. Top 3 point getters for Vegas, Shea Theodore. What a playoffs he's had, 18 points. I did watch yesterday his little segment on Sportsnet where he had to battle through some tough times with his cancer. So props to him for recovering and playing one of his best hockey seasons of his whole career. Mark Stone, 17 points. Riley Smith, 13 points. Top 3 point getters for Dallas, Miro Heiskanen. Great rookie season for him, and just a great job in this playoffs. 22 points. Jamie Benn, 17 points. Dennis Gurianov, 15 points. Joe Pavelski has 9 goals. Radulov, 8 goals. Great stuff. Okay, Marc-Andre Fleury, 3-1, 2.27, 910 save percentage. Robin Leonard, 9-6, 1.93 goals against average, 919 save percentage. For Dallas, Ben Bishop, 1-2, 5.43 goals against average, 844 save percentage. He is injured, so Anton Khudobin will continue to be the starter here as he is 10-6, 2.67 goals against average, 918 save percentage. In Game 1, it was 1-0 Dallas, where Fleury started. Ryan Reeves was suspended. Anton Khudobin, 25 save shutout, his first career playoff shutout. In Game 2, it was 3-0 for Vegas. Leonard, 24 save shutout. That's his 4th shutout in his last 7 games up to that point. A successful challenge for goaltender interference by Dallas. On the 3-0 over Vegas. Hudobin was pulled after allowing 3 goals on 27 shots. Game 3, 3-2 Dallas in overtime. Failed goaltender interference challenge for the 2-2 goal for Vegas. Both goaltenders were hurt late, but would stay in, and Radulov with the overtime winner, 31 seconds into overtime. In Game 4, 2-1 for Dallas. A big hit by Tuck on Corey Perry, as you see the picture on the side here on the slide was showing that hit. No penalty on the play. Vegas fails on a late 5-1-3. Shots were 33-20 for Vegas, but a credit to Rick Bowness for calming their team on missed calls and when that 5-on-3 was called as well. Vegas now only has 10 goals in their last 7 games, and that's 5 straight losses when Leonard does not get a shutout. This has been shocking in my opinion, that Dallas has done so well against the Golden Knights, and the Golden Knights are struggling to score, and that's a big problem, as that was not the case in the Vancouver series. Well, I think Thatcher Demko for Vancouver definitely got in their heads, and now this trend of not scoring is starting, and that's not good for them. They need to score. Special teams not a big problem for them as of this moment, but they do need to capitalize on those 5-on-3s. I do like Peter DeBoer's timeouts before the 5-on-3s. Great job by them, and both these teams have done well with their timeouts. Not just taking them with 1 minute left in the game when your net is empty, but really taking those timeouts at a good moment in the game. When there's more of a swing part of the game, and the next goal could be a big one, that's when you take your timeouts. Or you can do it to calm your team when they're struggling. Credit to both these coaches for coaching very well. This series could end as soon as tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a great series. We'll see what happens. If Dallas makes the finals, that's the first time since 2000 they've made the finals. We'll see if Vegas can pull what Vancouver did to tie this series up. And then we'll see what happens. But this is going to be a tough series. And Dallas will need to keep their foot on the gas, as Vegas has been playing well. The effort is there, but Hudobin shutting the door, defense doing well. Alright, let's move on. Injuries here. For the Tampa Bay New York series, Stamkos and Braden Point are out as of this moment for Tampa Bay, and for Vegas and Dallas. Foxa for Dallas and Ben Bishop for Dallas is injured, and Thomas Nosek for Vegas. Alright, that's going to wrap it up here. We're not going to do any takeaways today. This is a short recap, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week on September 20th to wrap up this round. We'll recap all this stuff. And if, in any case, this round ends a little early, we will do the series preview for the Stanley Cup Finals. But we will also do a little bit of a preview in our next recap. It will be on Sunday. So if there's a little overlap between the games between this round and the Stanley Cup Finals, we will also cover the Stanley Cup Finals in the next recap. But we'll see what happens. There's a Tampa Bay New York series and a Vegas Dallas series that are 2-1 for Tampa and 3-1 for Dallas. So we'll see if this round ends a little early. Alright, again, thank you guys for watching today. Smash that like button if you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys soon for more hockey content. And as always, it's time for us to go. See you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, and we'll see you next week.